So today on the range, we've got something that I think is actually relatively innovative. It's been around for quite a while, and although it's not the most favorite of most people, you surely can say it's unique. And that is the Kel Tec Sub 2000. Let's get to work. So guys, the Sub 2000 has been around for quite a while. It is a pistol caliber carbine in 9mm and 40. I don't believe it comes in 45. I don't know because I haven't looked. I have no interest in the 45 version. It's a very interesting design, very minimalistic. Like a pistol, it runs the magazine through the grip, and these do take Glock mags, which is part of the niftiness about them. They have a crossbolt safety back here behind everything. I'm not the biggest fan of that. And standard AR-15 style sights. The front does take an AR-15 sight post. It's not a comfortable gun to shoot, honestly, but it's fun. Now the bolt on the Sub 2000, very much like an AR-15, has a buffer system back here in the back, and this is where our recoil is happening. Here we can see the charging handle. You do have to charge it underneath the buttstock there. Once it's charged though, you're ready to get going. Now why would I say that it's not the most comfortable gun to shoot? Well, I'll show you with a little bit of a close-up here. You'll notice where these sights are. They're very low-riding sights. The AR-15 have sights similar in height off the receiver, but the receiver in AR-15 is about a ½ inch above the buffer. The problem with this one is to get that cheek weld, you're basically rubbing on this bone right up here to get your head down far enough to get a good sight picture. And I'll tell you, you can feel every shot. So it would be nice if they'd raise those sights just a little bit in order to make this a little bit more comfortable. So now that we're out, I can show you the truly cool thing about the Sub 2000. So it is empty, hammer is down. And here we go, you ready? Autobots, transform. That's right, even though Smith & Wesson wants you to believe that they came up with the folding 9mm carbine, no. Kel Tec's been doing it a lot longer. This is actually their second version, and even it's been out longer than the Smith & Wesson version. And this one takes Glock mags. Always a good selling point. Now the 2.0 version does have rails top and bottom, even though they're kind of useless because think about it, when you fold that, the rails pretty much contact right here. So not the most useful of items, but if you want to put accessories on here, you can. It does also have a threaded barrel, which is always a nice addition. Or you could get one of those awesome like QD shifting ones. Just pop it over to the side, fold it over. But I've not had this thing long enough to dedicate that much money to just yet. Now, two more things that I've noticed in firing this thing are, first of all, it doesn't have a bolt holdback. So you're not going to be able to tell when you fired that last round by the change in the reciprocation. You know, with an AR-15 or bolt hold open guns, typically you can tell that you're out because of how that recoil feels. You're not going to know that in this one. The other problem is if you've got facial hair and you put your face right up here, you're going to lose some hairs in this little crease right between the buttstock and the buffer tube. And for my next trick, we're going to see if you really need to download your magazines or if you can leave them loaded on a shelf for, say, 2 years with this ETS Group 30 rounder that's been literally sitting on a shelf fully loaded for 2 years. So far, so good. However, back at 50 yards, those fast shots on a target that far away, they're off enough that I nailed one of my clips, and now my target's just kind of free floating there. Now I will say that I've had a little bit more luck. You can hold it straight on like this, but I've had a little bit more luck holding it a little bit more angly to be able to get my side picture while not beating the crap out of my cheek. And there's that last round, and no bullet hole open. So obviously this isn't like the most high quality of firearms. I would never claim it to be. Honestly, it's pretty much on par with all the other Kel Tecs. But for like $400 to get a 9mm PCC that is somewhat reliable and is fun to shoot, and on top of that can fold up to half its size, you gotta admit that's pretty cool. Even if it does rip out all your face hair and you have to like shoulder tuck to get it to like not beat the crap out of you, whatever, it's fun. Now when you're looking at folding 9mm carbines, pretty much the two mainstream options that you have right now are the Kel Tec and the Smith & Wesson. And although the Kel Tec isn't as refined as the Smith & Wesson, it does cost significantly less, and with the Kel Tec's folding method, you get a much smaller package than the Smith & Wesson. The Smith & Wesson's length is going to be the same. The height is going to be a little bit shorter, but it's that thickness that you're really missing out on with the Smith & Wesson, because the Smith folds over to the side, so you're doubling your thickness rather than your height, making it more difficult to store in compact areas. So between the two, my money goes to the Sub 2000. So thanks guys for watching. I hope you found this video useful. If you did and you liked it, do me a favor and hit that like button. If you want to see more, hit that subscribe button down below. If you like the channel and you want to help out a little bit, do me a favor. Don't join Patreon. Don't join the channel membership. Head over to variantinnovation.com. Over there, you're going to find 3D printed gun accessories and whatever you need. Thanks, guys, for watching. Remember, I appreciate every one of you. And until next time, do your research, get informed, and get to work.